It takes an alpha male to pitch on Friday night in this conference. And he's just like, hey, guys, I'm going to stand for what we're about, and you guys just follow me.
Welcome into TexAgs Rewind, presented by Specs here in the Rollo Insurance Studio. Look at who I have in studio. Cade Bickham. Yes, he plays club baseball. And Tomas Romo, who used to play club baseball and also was our social center, like my first hire, I believe.
Yeah, I was. I was here right. I think I got here maybe like 2 months after you started working here.
I remember a conversation with you, which actually, now seeing your success, you're like, I think I might try out for the baseball team. You might have had a chance.
Yeah.
You might have had a chance. You've been following Schloss?
Yeah, I have been. I've seen this Aggie baseball team. I know you guys were just talking about with Tom Hart and Brauninger, but this team is good. This team is good. I love watching them play. I've been telling you, I've been keeping up with what they've been doing, and just need to go on a little bit of run. Win tonight, play for something on Sunday.
Cade, you guys are boys?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I love Tomas. This is my fellow All-American, fellow club baseball All-American. We
humble brag. Don't worry about that.
We locked it down last year, and I'm glad he's doing well in Boston right now. He's in grad school, or law school, yeah. And going to play some maybe Polish baseball.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
fantastic.
For you, I know you're only here for part of the show. So what was your favorite part of the show?
Tom Hart. I feel like I've never seen him in person. I've been here for
He's tall,
2.5 years, and I don't think I ever saw him come into the studio once. And of course, right when I'm gone, he shows up. So that was pretty cool.
Yours?
I would say Tom Hart as well, but also JB Moss.
You got to give JB his love, right?
Really good stuff, yeah.
Ryan Brauninger was here for like 8 hours. We did recruiting country along with all the baseball. He was fantastic. And the go hour had no OB, so that means I had a monologue with Nick. It was fun. It's the Rewind. Check it out. The 90-minute delay. The walk-off, the Caden Sorrell catch, so many different storylines last night. The fact that Arkansas hadn't walked anybody into that final inning, and there we are, A&M now with a chance to not only win the series, they want the whole West. They want the whole darn thing, and that was a game that 21 straight innings we've seen from A&M pitching that has not given up a run. A game where the offense was not the storyline. It was all about the pitching. And unfortunately for A&M's offense, it's been a little bit. But let's go ahead and admit it. This game was 100% an Arkansas type of game. And when you think about it, the wind's blowing in. All right, that does not help out Texas A&M. You got Hagen Smith going out there. 13 strikeouts. You hear that Hagen Smith has 13 strikeouts. What do you think to yourself? You think, yeah, we're probably not going to win. The team overall struck out 20 times. Yep. No offense, just 5 hits in this game, yet the magic of Olsen was there at the very, very end. As I mentioned, those 3 walks. This had the makings of not being our night. And at times I was worried, like leading up to the game, I'm sure all of you were thinking, like, are we even going to get this game? And they had this torrential downpour, tornadoes all through the area, not necessarily in the Brazos Valley, but not far away. And you're thinking, I don't even know if we're going to get this game. And they keep pushing it back, push back to 8:30, hoping lightning doesn't hit the area. But thank goodness it did get in. And your 2 aces, right? Your 2 studs were huge in that. We have the graphic there of Evan Oschenbeck, who was so good yesterday. He was fantastic, and he really needed to be after a couple of rough outings. JB, talk to us about what you saw from Ryan Prager, what we've seen all season long. I mean, the 10 shutouts as a staff this year, it ties a record, but just from him specifically.
Yeah, I asked Ryan Prager last night in the postgame interview, I said, hey, was there any extra motivation? Because I felt like the story around town, around the country all week was about Arkansas and about Hagen Smith. Deservedly so. That kid is unbelievably impressive. We'll get into him in a bit, but what Ryan Prager has done not only last night but all season is just their mantra is dominate the zone, right? And it takes an alpha male to pitch on Friday night in this conference. And he's just like, hey guys, I'm going to stand for what we're about, and you guys just follow me. I mean, he had 1 walk in 7 innings with 9 Ks, and I feel like majority of the time, especially in the free base category, that's what we see from Ryan Prager. He's doing exactly what the staff is asking him to do. He's giving his defense a chance by putting the ball over the plate, and he did more of that last night, and he was just phenomenal going blow for blow with what I think should be the first college pitcher drafted.
And it started from the outset, right? In so much of the build-up, we're talking about how great Hagen Smith is, and like you said, rightfully so. He lived up to the billing yesterday, 1,000%. Top of the first inning, Ryan Prager. Strikeout. Strikes out the side in order on 13 pitches, basically announcing, hey, I'm here. Yeah. And what he did last night, it just showed why this game is so wonderful, because you can throw close to 100 miles an hour with a devastating slider like Hagen Smith, and he's going to be a first-round draft pick. But you can also push and pull the throttle with a low 90 or a low 90s, high 80s fastball with a changeup and a slider like Prager, and still be just as effective, if not more so. Ryan Prager and what he has done for this ball club has been insane. He is amazing at home. I need somebody to help me with the home and road splits, but I think the ERA at home is sub-1, something like that. He's just been brilliant. I can't say enough great things about him.
For the defensive back group, they're placing a high value on speed, like straight line speed. All of these guys can really, really run. And Kobe Sellers, one of his best attributes is his mobility. And when I mean mobility, it's straight line speed, it's change of direction, it's fluidity. Very good athlete at corner. Reminds me a little bit in terms of the overall athletic profile of Bravion Rogers, but he's further ahead in terms of his technique. Bravion, being from a small town, is a little bit different, but they are both very, very good movers. And that's all I'm looking at. I'm not talking about examining them as football players. I'm talking about them as athletes and movers. Very similar skill set, in my opinion. Kobe Sellers obviously playing at one of the best 6A schools in Houston, Shadow Creek program that pumps out a lot of high-end Division I players. And he is, when you looked at the in-state defensive back group, one of the things, that was one of the positions where we've talked a lot about. It's going to be interesting to see who gets the big pushes. They've got offers out across the state, but who are they really going to press on to get commitments? And if you go back to January and February and you would have asked Kobe Sellers, do you think A&M is going to be your spot? Probably in January and February, he said, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to end up at A&M. And I think likewise, the A&M staff was going to go, I don't know if Kobe Sellers is going to be a guy that we make a big push for. But the more they watched him, the more they got to interact with him one-on-one, we know how important personality and culture traits are to Mike Elko with the guys he's recruiting. So I think both sides, as Kobe came on more visits, as Jordan Peterson, Ish Aristide, Jay Bateman, Mike Elko make calls to Kobe, I think both sides started to warm up to this idea of him having a future in College Station. So, A, you're getting a really good player from a power program in Houston. B, he fits what you're looking for from a culture and personality perspective. And then C, it also really it helps a lot that he's very, very close to two of your prime targets remaining on the defensive side of the ball, in Max Granville and Jonah Williams. So, and those were two kids that Kobe brought up by name to me. Like, yeah, I'm really going to turn the heat up on Max Granville and Jonah Williams. Those are two of my closest friends.
So are we thinking the offense is going to finally turn around for A&M? I mean, it's been a little while.
Well, I think it's a bit unfair. You look at trends in the game, right? And Braden Montgomery is in a downward trend right now, and I think he struck out 3 times last night. Four strikeouts and went 0 for 5. It's a bit unfair to judge a team or an individual against Hagen Smith. Like, he makes a lot of people look bad, and he's going to do that for a long time. So that being the caveat, I think the number one concern with this team is getting the offense going. I mean, they have to be in a place where they can outslug people, where they can score a lot of runs, where it covers up for, any defensive miscues like they had in the LSU series. If the bullpen, if you have to lean on a guy who's not your first, second, third choice, you got to find some offense. And that's the strength of this team. Second in the country in walks. They didn't get their first walk until the 11th inning last night. And how did they win the game? They won it on a walk, right? So without that patience, maybe they don't even win that game. And once again, easier said than done when you're facing Hagen Smith and then Arkansas's first choices out of their bullpen, because it's one of the best staffs in the country. But you got to find a way to get things kick-started there.
Yeah, and I don't think you throw the baby out in the bathwater. We talked about that last hour. For 45 games of the 55, 56-game regular season, this has been one of the elite offenses in the country. They don't just forget how to produce like that. I think you get into situations, especially in games like last night, where guys just feel like they have to do it. And you fall into this thing against a really good pitcher. I have to be the guy that gets the hit. And that only takes away from your overall approach and your overall team hitting mentality. So just from my perspective, them regaining the control of the strike zone that they do offensively, taking your walks, and then slugging. That's what this A&M offense is. That's what the Georgia offense is. They get on base and they slug. So if you have strikeouts mixed in while you're doing that, the strikeouts are just another out. But if you're not walking and you're not slugging, then the strikeouts become an issue.
All right, Tomas, it's been a minute. Have you forgotten what to tell the people to do?
Oh, no, I got it. What, you want me to say it now?
No, wait 5 seconds. I want you to do a countdown and then go 5, 4, and then say it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like, subscribe.
Subscribe, son.
I'm not running back. 3, 2, 1. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Do it all.
You forgot for a second. I
did. Tell. It took me a second.
By the way, I just had you do a countdown just so you look weird on the rewind. So we're going to have that whole thing. We'll see you next time.